So anyway, this image here, see this image? What's the difference? I mean, what do people think of this image?
Yeah.
It's nice. It's nothing, you know. It's nice. It was worth taking. It was worth taking. Look at the background here. Yeah, she's lit with flash. Now the exposure is at 125 ISO, 1.8 at 1/50th of a second. Yeah. Now I have got in the background. Maybe I'm not sure, but I think it could be a little dark. What could I do to lighten up the background?
Using a stronger flash and exposing...
The opposite. If I use a stronger flash, then I'll have to shut down either my ISO or my aperture, which will make it darker. I don't think I changed the flash. All I did was I changed my shutter speed from a 50th of a second here to a 30th of a second, which allowed how much more light in?
A third?
Less than a
How much?
A little less than a stop. Yeah.
2/3, thank you. 2/3 of a stop, exactly. And now there is a little bit more light on her, but not so much. How comes the image is sharp? Because it was frozen by a flash, and there wasn't so much ambient light on my subject. Exactly. So you see the difference here? Just by dragging my shutter from a 50th of a second to a 30th of a second. Whether or not you prefer, I think I do actually prefer this picture. I do prefer this. Okay, this is just a great example of the difference between flat light and formed light when it comes to hands. Look at these like boring, it's just boring. Yeah? And the next picture here is not particularly dramatic, but look at the difference that makes. Just from having light coming from this direction as opposed to light coming from above. Okay? And this is now a nice example again of, just dragging the shutter speed. Right now we're at 200th of a second. Okay, at f2 at 125 ISO. Now I've let in a lot of extra light, which really allows this picture to, but becomes a little bit distracting, but it allows the picture to really pop out, no?
Yeah.
Those extra colours, look at the difference there. A big difference, big difference. Now look at this. What do you think of this picture?
Nice.
It's cute, it's alright. It's not, you know, it'd be nice if it was me and my colour, but, you know, otherwise, look at that. That's a really nice shot, no?
Flash from behind there.
Yeah, look at the difference. This was me having flash, no, same flash. This was me flash coming from this side. And this was me saying, you know what, Jonathan, you just go from behind and have the flash above their head and from behind, which means this is just done with one light. From the side here, you see it picks up his hands and that's the drop overexposed. But this shot was taken within a few moments of the last shot. This one was taken at 39 seconds, and this was taken 25 seconds later, and there could have been a number of images in between them as well. I'm not so sure. See what a nice difference that is, just making the lights interesting from behind. One flash, as easy as it could be. Now also I was using flashes in the background to light up these stairs. That added a bit more drama. We're going to talk about this in this class today. Okay, now look here. This image is shot. What's the difference in ratio of light between this side of his face and this side?
Stop or less?
Yeah.
Stop or less. I would like it to be a little bit more dramatic with these lines, these strong lines in the background. Although he's got like kind of a cheeky little face, you know, he's like a nice kind of guy. So I've now dropped the light down here. I turn the flash on this side down until this is a different. So this is two options here. Okay, I prefer B, A, B, A, B. I prefer B, just that little bit more kind of mystery kind of feeling. And here's three options. Again, this is using a second flash just to drop the power of the flash. I prefer the first one. This one I prefer to this one. It starts looking a bit kind of tinny, whatever. But the again, just to give yourself the option. This was done without changing any of my settings. It could have been changed in one of two ways. What were the two ways?
Move the flash closer.
Number one, move the flash closer, or number
Make
two,
the flash stronger.
or two, turn the power of the flash up. Excellent. Okay, what about here? Look at my whacked out stats. Isn't that a complete mistake?
No, you need the fast shutter speed.
You
so
want
you want
it
the
to
ISO to go up so you could have enough.
I didn't use a fast shutter speed. I
No,
used a
you-
high aperture.
You wanted the aperture to get the star in
Starburst, thank you very much. This image, I know that f9 is already giving me a big starburst by these lights. So I changed my ISO to 5000, which allowed me to get to the f9. I really think, in my opinion, that in my style of photography...
They're blurry.
Sorry?
They're like doubled because you have the flash and the not flash. The bottom of her skirt. No? Oh, it's here, it's here.
No, these are actually, see, look, the quality of the, one second, you can't see, but the quality is acceptable at of my camera at 5000 ISO. It's acceptable, it's not great, but it's acceptable. But I gave up on my quality because I just thought these starbursts would be so much nicer than just blobs of light, which they would have been otherwise. Yeah, I can get away with with 100th of a second. Why?
Because you use flash.
I'm using flash. How fast does a flash pop?
1/8,000 maybe.
Generally about a 1/10,000th of a second. So even though I'm at 1/100th of a second, in reality, I have frozen my subject at a 1/10,000th of a second. Okay, and this is now a great example of, look at, I'm letting in more light. This image at 60th of a second, this next image at 25th of a second, but you can see that the light is also falling on them. Yeah, you see that? So here they look nice, and the background's a bit boring. It's not a very special picture by any means. But here they look okay. The background's horrible. The background becomes a little bit better, but they become a little bit worse. That kind of horrible orangey light is not particularly attractive. You with me? Okay,
Yeah,
this
but it's
is
still better, that picture.
which one? This one.
The second one.
Yeah, I think so. I agree with you. Yeah, I agree with you. This image here, again, is just the exact same thing. But this time, to get my f9, which you can see for Starburst, which is what I'm trying to get, I needed to go to 10,000 ISO. And is that acceptable? It's just, it's barely, but it's just. I'm assuming that I'm going to, if they do want to blow that up big in their album, we would advise against them to blow that up big. But it's the same idea again. I felt that the Starburst was worth more than that extra bit of quality. It was a conscious decision, which is what it should always be.